Bears, Bears on the flight. Let me go tune in to Keek on the mic. He gon' make sure we get our news and highlights. When you get on YouTube, you better hit the like.
Hey, what's going on, Bears fans? Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Keek on the Mic, the podcast all about the Chicago Bears. Happy Wednesday to every single one of you guys. As you guys can see, I am not in my normal studio. I am currently on vacation with my family. This will probably be my final video for the rest of the week. As you guys already know, I will not be going live this Sunday for the game against the Cleveland Browns. But as the Chicago Bears look towards the Cleveland Browns, I think we all know this is a very important game, a must-win game for Ben Johnson, Caleb Williams, and the Chicago Bears. They're currently sitting at 9-4 and 7th place in the NFC playoff picture. So this has major playoff implications for the Chicago Bears. The Cleveland Browns boast one of the best defenses in the National Football League, and they really have nothing to lose at this point, but definitely do not overlook this opponent. This is a huge game for the Chicago Bears. But Bears fans, there's a couple of different things that I want to talk to you guys about on today's episode of Keek on the Mic. First and foremost, we got to hear from both head coach Ben Johnson and quarterback Caleb Williams during their press conferences today. And Caleb Williams is basically talking about last game against the Green Bay Packers and how he is now going to move forward. And that's one of the things you have to love about Caleb Williams. He understands that he needs to get better, but he knows that he's ready to take the next step forward and just move forward to the next game and then just really put his focus in on the Cleveland Browns. And that's what you're supposed to do as a leader and hopefully as a franchise quarterback in the National Football League. But this is what he had to say during his press conference, and I really liked what he had to say. It just really shows true leadership and maturity from our young quarterback in Caleb Williams. He says, "I feel great. It's like that MJ quote. He missed how many game winners? ? You move on from it. I think 9 times out of 10, I'll hit it." He was talking about the throw that he missed to Cole Kmet that led to a Keyshawn Nixon interception that sealed the game and the loss against the Green Bay Packers. But once again, definitely love the mindset. He can't sit here and just pout about him making that mistake. And I absolutely agree with Caleb Williams. I do think he makes that throw more times than not. He just hit it in the clutch against the Philadelphia Eagles the week prior. He understands that if he threw Cole Kmet a better ball, it could have probably been a different result for the Chicago Bears. But all in all, now we move forward from this game, and now he's putting all his focus in on the Cleveland Browns. And I expect Caleb Williams to continue to get better as the Bears starting quarterback and really help this football team win a lot of games, not only this year, but for the future as him as a starting quarterback for the Chicago Bears. And let's mind ourselves. There's a lot of Bears fans out there that were upset that Caleb Williams made that mistake. But at the same time, Caleb Williams also has 5 game-winning drives alone this season for the Chicago Bears. So he has come up clutch more time than one for the Chicago Bears offense. So Bears fans, let me know down below in the comment section if you still have all the confidence in the world in quarterback Caleb Williams, because I definitely do. Now moving on to what Ben Johnson had to say, and he was definitely a little bit disgruntled about Kyler Gordon missing that game against the Green Bay Packers. Honestly, Kyler Gordon was set to play, but then he got hurt in pre-game warm-ups, and then he was then out for the game against the Green Bay Packers. When the media was asking Ben Johnson if he expects Kyler Gordon to play or at least come back this season for the Chicago Bears, he says, "To be determined." Coming off that one, he didn't look really good. So honestly, this is a really bad look from Kyler Gordon. Just a couple of years ago, he signed a 3-year, $40 million extension with an annual salary of $13.3 million, which at the time made him one of the highest paid nickel corners in the National Football League. But like we always say in the National Football League, the best ability is availability, and right now Kyler Gordon is not available. It's absolutely ridiculous that he was set to return, and he got hurt in pregame warmups, and to me, absolutely cost the Chicago Bears defense. There were some plays against the Green Bay Packers where I was thinking to myself, well, damn, if the Chicago Bears defense had Kyler Gordon, he would have been really good in this situation, right? So definitely very unfortunate. I'm not sure what the future holds for Kyler Gordon. Once again, just signed that extension just, I believe, a year ago, making him the highest paid nickel corner in the National Football League. But he has been banged up big time. And you can tell definitely that Ben Johnson is very unhappy and just very blunt about the situation as it pertains to Kyler Gordon. So Bears fans, give me your opinion or your thoughts on Kyler Gordon down below in the comment section. I cannot wait to hear from you guys. So Bears fans, the last thing that I want to discuss on today's episode of Keek on the Mic, since this will probably be my final upload of the week, just due to the fact that I am on vacation with my family, let's go ahead and just do a quick breakdown of the Browns versus Bears matchup. Obviously, the Chicago Bears are currently a 7.5-point favorite at home against the Cleveland Browns. We do understand that Shedeur Sanders will be the starter for the rest of the year for the Cleveland Browns. We understand that the Cleveland Browns have one of the best defenses in the National Football League. And let's go ahead and just talk about the Bears offense versus this Cleveland Browns defense. Obviously, when we look at the Browns defense, they're second in total yards, first in passing yards, 13th in rushing yards, 17th in points allowed, and 10th in third down percentage. Obviously, when you look at it, it's going to be a very tough day for the Chicago Bears to try to throw the football. But when you look at their rushing defense, they're 13th in the National Football League in rushing defense. There could be some opportunities there for this Bears offensive line to really control the line of scrimmage. Some opportunities for Kyle Monangai and DeAndre Swift to hit the second level. If they're able to get the run game going, and maybe the passing game will get going as well. I think the key here for the Bears offense, and this really pertains to Caleb Williams, is getting started faster. Get started faster on the offensive side of the football. You can't wait a whole half to get started, especially against a good defense like the Cleveland Browns. That's essentially what happened against the Green Bay Packers, is that, the first half they were non-existent. Caleb Williams went 6 for 14, 32 yards, but in the second half, he went 13 for 21, 154 yards, 2 passing touchdowns, and obviously that interception. But it was a much different Bears offense in the second half compared to the first half when you're looking at that Green Bay Packers game. So the Bears offense needs to start fast. When you're looking at the Bears defense, get pressure on Shedeur Sanders. Don't give him time. Force him into some turnovers. He has looked really good in the couple of games that he has started for the Cleveland Browns. But if you can get pressure on the young quarterback, he is prone to make some mistakes, especially being a rookie quarterback. But once again, don't overlook this Cleveland Browns team. Go in there and handle business and do not make this a trap game. And just like Ben Johnson said, that this is a huge game, and they desperately need a win if they want to keep pace in the NFC playoff picture. Like I said yesterday on episode of Keek on the Mic, if the Chicago Bears are able to beat the Cleveland Browns on Sunday at home, they would go to 10-4. Let's say the Denver Broncos beat the Green Bay Packers. Then the Chicago Bears will retain first place in the NFC North and have a half-game lead over the Green Bay Packers going into that very pivotal matchup on Saturday, December 20th at Soldier Field. So, Bears fans, my final breakdown is that Caleb Williams needs to have a good day through the air. Try to attack this Cleveland Browns defense. Keep Myles Garrett at bay. Obviously, he's going for the sack record. Get into some rhythm. And I would really love to see second half Caleb Williams from the Green Bay Packers game in the first half of this Cleveland Browns game. And hopefully he can find some consistency throughout the game. Rhythm throws, get the running game going, and the Chicago Bears should be successful. I have the Chicago Bears winning this football game by a score of 23-13 and getting back in the win column, going to 10-4, and getting prepared for a huge matchup against the Green Bay Packers on December 20th. So Bears fans, let me know your final score prediction down below in the comment section. I cannot wait to hear from you guys. But other than that, make sure you guys continue to hit that subscribe button and the notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Make sure you follow me on all my social media platforms, and make sure you share this episode of Keek on the Mic with every single Bears fan that you know. But other than that, I'll be back for all new Bears podcasts right here on Keek on the Mic. Thanks guys, and as always, bear down.
You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't Keek on the Mic. You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't Keek on the Mic. You can go and subscribe, cause I be on it right.